That person who wronged you last week. The anger you're still carrying isn't punishing him, it's hijacking God's plan to set you free. We'll explore how grievances work and end with a guided meditation to release them. This lesson teaches that holding on to anger and resentment isn't just harmful to us. It actively works against the divine plan for our healing and peace. When we nurse grievances, we're essentially saying that bodies and their actions define reality, which keeps us trapped in a cycle of attack and defense that blocks our natural state of wholeness. Here's what we're actually doing when we hold grievances. We're insisting on wearing sunglasses indoors and then complaining that the world is too dark. We've created the very limitation we're upset about. And the solution isn't to rearrange the furniture, it's to take off the glasses. The light was always there. We just couldn't see it through the filter of our anger. Sarah's co-worker took credit for her project in yesterday's meeting, and she's been replaying the scene all morning, crafting perfect comebacks she'll never say. Each replay makes her angrier, and now she's snapping at her kids over breakfast, avoiding eye contact with her husband, and feeling like the whole world is against her. What started as one person's behavior has become a lens through which everything looks hostile. She doesn't realize that her grievance isn't protecting her, it's poisoning everything she touches. The shocking part is how quickly the anger spreads. Sarah's grievance started with her co-worker, but now her whole family is experiencing the fallout. Her daughter asks for help with homework, and Sarah's response is sharp, impatient. Her husband tries to make conversation over dinner, and she can barely look at him. The dog wants to play, and even that feels like too much. The anger has become a filter that distorts every interaction. But here's what Sarah doesn't see. She's not just angry at her coworker anymore. She's angry at a world that seems fundamentally unfair. She's angry at herself for not speaking up. She's angry at the system that allowed this to happen. And underneath all of that, she's terrified. Terrified that maybe she really isn't good enough. That maybe her work doesn't matter. That maybe she's as invisible as this situation makes her feel. The grievance has become her prison, and she's both the prisoner and the guard. Every time she replays that meeting, she locks the door tighter. Every imagined confrontation adds another bar to the cell. She thinks she's protecting herself from being hurt again, but she's actually keeping herself in a state of ongoing hurt. The sunglasses aren't just dimming the light, they're convincing her that darkness is all there is. Now comes the uncomfortable truth. Sarah's mind is writing the story that's torturing her. Not just interpreting what happened, but actively creating a narrative that keeps the pain alive. In her mental replay, her coworker becomes more sinister with each telling. The meeting becomes more humiliating. Her own silence becomes more pathetic. The story gets worse every time she tells it to herself. This is where we start to see how grievances work against the natural order of peace. When we focus on what a body did, the words spoken, the credit taken, the recognition stolen, we're saying that bodies and their actions are the ultimate reality. We're declaring that physical forms and temporal events have the power to define who we are and what we're worth. We're giving a meeting that lasted 30 minutes the power to corrupt our entire experience of life. Sarah doesn't realize she's doing this. She thinks she's just processing what happened, being realistic about the situation. But every time she replays that scene, she's choosing to see herself as a victim of her co-worker's body, what he said, what he did, how he looked when he presented her ideas as his own. She's not seeing past the form to what's really happening. Her own mind is using this grievance to keep her small, separate, and suffering. But what if Sarah could see this completely differently? What if, instead of replaying the meeting as a story of theft and betrayal, she could recognize it as an opportunity to discover where her peace really comes from? This isn't about excusing her coworker or pretending the situation was fair. It's about recognizing that her well-being doesn't depend on getting credit for a project. The moment Sarah realizes her grievance is attacking her own freedom, something shifts. She starts to see that her anger isn't protecting her from future harm, it's guaranteeing present misery. Every moment she spends in that mental meeting room is a moment she's not present with her family, not enjoying her coffee, not feeling the sunlight coming through her window. The grievance is stealing more from her than her coworker ever could. This is the radical possibility that the same situation could be seen as neutral, even helpful. Not because what happened was good, but because Sarah's response to it is showing her exactly where she's still giving her power away. Her coworker can take credit for a project, but he can't take her peace unless she hands it over. And right now, she's not just handing it over, she's gift-wrapping it with resentment and delivering it with a bow of righteous anger. Here's where the real transformation happens. Sarah realizes that letting go isn't about her coworker at all. It's not about making sure he understands what he did or ensuring cosmic justice. It's about her own freedom. Every moment she holds onto this grievance, she's choosing to see through those dark sunglasses. She's choosing to live in a world where bodies and their actions determine everything, where peace depends on other people behaving correctly. The relief comes when she understands she's been carrying someone else's burden by choice. Her coworker's behavior is his responsibility, his lesson, his journey. By making it her grievance, she's taken on weight that was never hers to carry. She's been walking around with rocks in her pockets, wondering why every step feels so heavy. When Sarah finally takes off those sunglasses, when she releases the grievance, the whole world looks different. Her daughter's request for help becomes an opportunity for connection. Her husband's attempts at conversation become invitations to intimacy. Even the dog's playfulness becomes a reminder of joy's simplicity. Nothing external has changed, but everything is transformed because Sarah is seeing clearly again. The light was always there. She just had to stop blocking it with her anger. This is what it means to stop attacking the divine plan for our peace. When we hold grievances, we're essentially saying that peace isn't our natural state, that it must be earned through others' good behavior. But peace is already here, waiting beneath every grievance we're willing to release. The plan for our salvation isn't complicated, it's simply the recognition that we're already whole, already free, already at peace. We just have to stop insisting otherwise. If you're finding value here, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. And now, let's shift into a quiet guided meditation together. Let's find a comfortable position. Your body knows how to rest. Allow your eyes to close gently. There's nothing you need to see right now. Notice your breath. Just notice it. It comes and goes without your effort. Feel the weight of your body in the chair or on the floor. Let gravity hold you. Now bring to mind the grievance you've been carrying. Don't push it away. Just notice it. Feel where it lives in your body. Maybe tension in your shoulders. Maybe tightness in your chest. This is the weight of those sunglasses we talked about. Feel how heavy they've become. Notice how much energy it takes to keep this grievance alive. The replaying. the imagining, the defending. What if you could set this weight down? Not for them, for you. Take a deeper breath. As you exhale, let your shoulders drop. The grievance is just a thought, a story. It has only the power you give it. Feel the possibility of seeing this person without the story, just a person. Like you. They're carrying their own weight, their own lessons, their own journey. You don't need to carry their burden anymore. Breathe in peace. Breathe out the story. Feel the space that opens when you stop defending. Stop attacking. Stop carrying. This is your natural state. Peaceful. Open. Free. The light is here. It was always here. You just had to take off the glasses. Rest in this clarity for a moment. This is who you are without the grievance. When you're ready, take a gentle breath. Wiggle your fingers. Open your eyes slowly. The world is here, waiting for your clear sight. Thank you for spending this time in practice. A free digital ACIM resource is linked in the description if you'd like it. And if you wish, you're welcome to comment. I am grateful. Thank you for taking this time to explore a different way of seeing. Remember, releasing grievances isn't about them. It's about reclaiming your own peace. Be gentle with yourself as you practice taking off those sunglasses. The light is always there when you're ready to see it.